Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 3 of trying to buy a business or build a business. Just a recap on yesterday's progress. Not a lot of progress was made, to be honest with you guys. Uh, I tried editing the podcast that I've been talking about for the past 2 days, and there's no audio. The mic was not hooked up to the phone, or it just did not work. Not really sure which one it was, but yeah, for some reason the mic just didn't pick up any of the audio, and so it was just the audio from the phone. But yeah, we were in a public setting trying to film this, um, just to be out of our comfort zone, and it was already hard enough to try and film the podcast just because it's in a public setting, um, and we were like super nervous about like what people were gonna think around us, or if like we were gonna get shut down by the business owner. But we didn't. One of the waitresses did come to us like right away and look concerned, but she realized that we weren't causing any trouble. So we might go back to that place to try and refilm another podcast. Um, but we're just gonna redo it again this weekend in Carlos' garage, and then yeah, so we have that planned out for the week. So yeah, I wasn't able to make too much progress last night. I was trying to like see if there was ways for me to mess with the settings to see if I could get the audio to work, but it just was not working at all. So I'll just learn from that experience. Um, but yeah, but besides that, I didn't really work on anything else. This morning, I didn't get a chance to work on much, um, and now I have to troubleshoot my camera as well because for some reason it doesn't want to film. And I was trying to use it for this video. I'm currently on my phone right now, but so I also have to fix that so that for when we try to film the podcast, we do have working equipment and so that we don't have any more technical difficulties. But in terms of work, I didn't really do much this morning besides I did wake up around 5, went to the gym, ate breakfast with my wife, and then now I'm just heading to work. At work, I have to collect some data and then finish up a presentation and then review some documentation. And then once I'm done with that, I'll be free to go home for the day. Once I get home, I'll probably make dinner with my wife, eat dinner. For today, during lunch, I plan to look into laundromats. While I was doing my cardio this morning, I was watching more videos from Cody Sanchez. She went into detail on laundromats. I think that's been her. I think that was a business that she started with, and it's one of the businesses that have a higher success rate when looking at multiple businesses. Um, I think during lunch today, I'm just gonna look at a few laundromats in my area, see which ones have been bought and sold, multiple times, or which ones have been owned by the same owner for multiple years, um, and just make a list of them, and then possibly this weekend reach out to them and just ask if they're willing to sell. So yeah, right now I'm not really a serious buyer um, for a business. I just want to kind of go through the process, see what it's like, what the conversations are like with business owners. But yeah, I just want to have those conversations with other business owners, just to see what most business owners are willing to give you in terms of like information on revenue, profits, um, overhead costs, or just like any reoccurring costs that they have to keep up with. Um, and I think if I talk to a few owners, it'll give me a wide variety of information that one owner might, or I feel like one owner might give me some information about the business. Another owner might give me other details about the business. Um, but yeah, that's my plan for lunch today. Spend like 30 or 45 minutes just looking at that online, compiling that list, and then um, yeah, having that ready for this weekend. But yeah, in terms of what I'll be doing after work, I'll just talk about it after I get done with work, just because like like I said yesterday, I've been getting out of work pretty late, um, just because of the phase that the project is in. I don't know exactly what time I'll be getting out today. I'm hoping that I get off a bit earlier today just so that I can talk about what I plan to do after work, and then also just talk more about what I was able to find during lunch. So yeah, I'll see you guys after I'm done working. Just got out of work. Have a few things to go over, but just to recap the work day, just in general of my full-time job, I got to do lots of testing today and Python as well. I'm not the best at Python, but I've been using our internal AI to essentially help me write code to graph and plot the data, um, just because it's a lot of files that I have to plot. And so once I create a script that essentially plots what I need, I can just apply that to the rest of the trials. Just spent all day making sure that all the graphs make sense. Unfortunately, it did not. I still have to redo the fixture again, just because there were some inconsistencies in the data. Besides that, I spent some time working on presentations as well. I had a few meetings, and that was pretty much it for today. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, let's just get straight into what I learned today during my lunch on acquiring a business. I've been looking into more content about how to buy a business and not necessarily start a business. Um, Again, starting a business is not completely off the table, but I am liking the idea of buying a business a little bit more, just because it seems like it's a bit more manageable when it comes to, because it seems like if you make a good deal, you can start cash flowing immediately. But because of that upside or that benefit that that you can start seeing money um, pretty early on as soon as you buy the business, is because it's also very difficult to buy a business. I'd say it seems like it's almost harder to buy a business instead of just starting one. Obviously, anyone can start a business, and you can start a business about anything. It's just a matter of what problem are you solving, and how much of that market can you capture with the problem that you're solving, and how good are you solving that problem. That's part of the reason as to why I want to stay away right now from starting a business, because it requires a lot of research, and I tend to become very addicted to one idea only. And if I were to start a business, I feel like if I try to solve a problem and I choose the wrong problem to solve, I'm going to become emotionally attached to that particular problem, and I don't want to do that. And when it comes to buying a business, it seems like it's more about if the deal makes sense, depending on the cash flow of the business, the cost of the business, what's the overhead, can you keep up, depending on the type of financing that you do with the business. So I think I'm going to dedicate more time on just learning how to actually buy a business. Um, but there's a few things that I was able to learn today. First thing was the time frame that this is going to take. I am relying heavily on Cody Sanchez experience on this, and based just because I know that she teaches other people how to actually do this. And right now I'm just consuming a lot of the free content that she has out there. But essentially the first 3 months is learning how to close a deal, and then 6 months, and then after those 3 months you spend about 6 months actually trying to close the deal, and then 12 months is to actually run the business and see if it's a good fit. It takes to actually acquire your first business, and it seems like it's over a year. And honestly, it makes sense because I did spend some time today looking into laundromats that I could potentially reach out to and see if they're willing to sell, and there wasn't many. Obviously don't want to just go for a laundromat. That's not where I'm limiting myself to. That was just the basic example. That's just one of the basic examples that a lot of people who buy businesses like to bring up. It seems like laundromats are one of those businesses right now that are the easiest to purchase and remodel to increase your cash flow, or just make the business, or just improve the business overall. Um, and so there's not many in the area that I was looking into, and so I can see why this can be very difficult, um, in terms of how long it's going to take to actually find a business to buy. So yeah, that's the first thing that I learned today, which is how long this is going to take. I'm gonna look more into what is it that I actually have to learn, and what resources are out there that I can use, um, to evaluate businesses as well. I did a little bit of it back in college, just analyzing different deals and seeing if it'd be profitable when compared to the stock market. So I am familiar with using, some of these calculators, but again, I've never done it for buying a business. Under the impression that you could use an LLC to get a small business loan, but that is simply not the case. Those are tangible to your personal assets. And so, me personally, I would not want to take that big of a risk, where my personal assets would be at risk, just because I do have a retirement account that I've been working on, for the last few years, and that's not something that I'm willing to sacrifice, for a business right now. Essentially, it's my foundation right now, to building wealth. So I don't think small business loans are going to be an option for me unless it's a fantastic deal that I can't pass on. Um, but yeah, those were the two main things that I learned today, just during my lunch. But yeah, I want to create a week by week schedule for the next 3 months on what I'll be covering each week, so that one, I can talk about it in these videos. And if I still have time, I'm going to create that schedule. If not, I'm probably going to work on that tomorrow morning and then go into detail, what a week by week looks like, for the next 3 months for me. Just learning how to close deals and analyze deals as well. But yeah, if you haven't watched the last 3 videos, I encourage you guys to go watch those, just so you guys can stay up to date on everything that I've been working on. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow.